Select the one to fight with. Get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one. Get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Select the one to fight with. Get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yes, sir. Pick and choose the right one. Get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Listen.
Hey, what's good, everybody? You're tuned into another episode of Non Bae Says. I am your host with the most, PG Giovanni, PG13. I am definitely your favorite Non Bae also. And thank you once again for sharing another episode with me and rocking with me one more time. Well, all of the hustle and bustle of the holidays are done. We are done with the Christmas season, and now it's a brand new year. So now business is business, and we're back to the basics, where we just have some regular episodes here. We done with all of that holiday hoo-ha and hoorah. So today I definitely want to speak about something that, if you're an avid viewer of the show, you should have noticed at least once in the lifespan of this show. And if you're an avid viewer of the show and you view the show until the end of every episode, first of all, kudos to you. I really appreciate you for watching every show through it to its entirety. And second of all, it's at the end of every show, a motion card that happens. I want to talk today about a little something that is Wednesday, Tuesday. You might have heard me mention it a few times and discuss it a few times and say that I was going to have an episode really letting you guys know exactly what Wednesday, Tuesday is about. And some of you may know what it's about already. Some of you may not know. And for those who are unfamiliar, today is that day where you get this episode that I talk about the entire inception of Wednesday, Tuesday, straight up to what's currently happening with the brand/business Wednesday, Tuesday. So hold on to your seats. It's not going to be a wild ride, but it's going to be a ride nonetheless. And now, for those of you who didn't know, or who just wanted to know a little bit more about Wednesday, Tuesday, now is the opportunity and now is the time. So listen attentively, children. We're gonna take you through a historic lesson on Wednesday, Tuesday productions. So it all started with the inception of Wednesday, Tuesday 6 years ago in 2015. My original plan for Wednesday, Tuesday, which it wasn't even Wednesday, Tuesday when I first thought about what I wanted it to be, was I originally wanted to make a shirt design chain line. So basically putting a word or a graphic on a shirt and just being able to sell it like a line of shirts, where I would have varied designs based on one overarching design, basically, like an umbrella design. And then I would have like a few spin-offs of that design or that brand name or whatever may have you. And I just would sell different shirts, mainly in black and mainly in white. You have white on black or black on white. And then I would probably branch off into seasonal designs, depending on how I was feeling. But yeah, believe it or not, Wednesday, Tuesday Productions started as a clothing brand initially in my mind. And it was basically inspired from the minimalist brands such as Guess, Mark, and Pink. And although I do respect and I understand that those brands, they went through a whole lot to get to where they were, for them to come to the point where they made minimalist effort looking clothing. By that I mean just posting up their name on whatever type of clothing they have. Because if you notice, you would see like a Guess shirt or a Guess handbag or something, and it's just this one word on a handbag. Definitely with Mark, with the ladies, where they just have like Mark on their booty shorts. And Pink is definitely a brand where you see like pink on a bag or pink on a shirt or pink on some shorts. And sometimes the objects that the word pink is on isn't even a pink object. Sometimes you'd have pink on a blue object in white writing or whatever. So I looked at those things and I said, these people making money off of such a minimalist approach and people actually buying the stuff, I'm sure I could come up with something as I don't want to say generic, but as generic and simple seeming as putting a word on like a shirt or something and selling it and then saying, hey, why don't you buy this product, So yeah, that's where I decided to go and say, well, I got to put something on a shirt, and then I was going to make like a whole line of shirts to see if it would actually sell. But then I noticed that I didn't have really no idea of what I wanted to put on a shirt. It became to a point where I almost going to put the word shirt on a shirt and pants on pants and see if I could sell those. I mean, I think that would have been pretty clever and funny. But at the same time, I was like, nah, it's not witty enough. It doesn't provide enough depth, as simple as it may have been. I really wanted something with a little bit more substance to it. So I basically needed a generic, relatable, and yet diverse name or some words or graphic to put on these clothing items and see if that would sell. So what I did was I went and I kind of brainstormed, and I honestly think the brainstorming process only lasted for about like a day or so, if I remember correctly. And ultimately, I came up with a reference that my dad used to make when he was referring to Wednesday Addams of the Addams Family. Now, I don't know if my memory recalls me perfectly on this, but from what I remember, back in the day when the Addams Family cartoon used to come on and I used to watch it or whatever. And I mean, of course he knew about Wednesday Addams before the cartoon. But every time I would be like watching the cartoon or something Addams Family related, he would come inside and he was like, hey, what's that? What are you watching? And that's Wednesday, Tuesday. From what I remember, he would make that era of calling Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't know if he was trying to refer to Wednesday and Pugsley as a collective, or he was just trying to remember which day of the week Wednesday name was. But it's something that, weirdly enough, I remembered when I was brainstorming this idea to put something on a shirt. And it came to me Wednesday, Tuesday. And I was like, I don't know if that's what he used to legitimately call it, but I thought it was cool how it would seem to be in reverse as Wednesday, Tuesday instead of Wednesday, Thursday, because naturally you'd say Wednesday and then Thursday is the next day of the week, but for some weird reason, I think I do remember it, and I'm pretty sure it would have been like, it's his quirkiness to be like Wednesday, Tuesday. So I thought about that and I was like, you know what, that kind of rolls off the tongue pretty nice. And I could probably make something of it if I just put Wednesday, Tuesday in a bold font on a white shirt without no explanation. I'm sure that's going to be interesting and unique enough for people to go, I wonder what that's about, Wednesday, Tuesday on a shirt. So yeah, I definitely decided to say, hey, I'm going to probably do this, put this on a shirt or whatever. So it came to the point where I actually zoomed in and concretely decided on that to be, but I did never make a shirt right away from what I remember. Eventually, what happened was Wednesday, Tuesday turned into a brand slowly more than a clothing item. And how that came about was I used to do small personal projects for myself. And then when I did some small outsourced projects for like other people, for like small fees, maybe sometimes pro bono or whatever, I basically needed a brand name at the time to go by because I just was going under my name as being an independent freelancer doing certain projects and doing these works and videos and stuff for people. But I didn't have like a little tagline or something to refer to when people was, dealing with me trying to get some worked up projects pushed out. So at the time, I already had mentioned Wednesday, Tuesday. I was in a relationship with my girlfriend at the time. We are exes now, but at the time we were together. She decided to let me know, hey, why don't you use this Wednesday, Tuesday thing that she was trying to promote and go about for the last couple of, I don't know how long it was at that time, but she was saying, why don't I just use the Wednesday, Tuesday name as a brand? So I did decide to go with Wednesday, Tuesday. And interestingly enough, this logo that I put on the screen right now, she actually came up with this logo and I'm still using it to this day as one of the main logos as Wednesday, Tuesday. So the thing is, I just basically rebranded Wednesday, Tuesday into like a multimedia brand where I would do like videos and presentations for people, some small stuff, audio, and offering some videography, cinematography, I wasn't doing photography just yet, but in time it would have grown. And then after a while, I actually decided to revisit the shirt line idea, and I made the first shirt for Wednesday, Tuesday, which I'm gonna put up on the screen right now. Yeah, I decided to actually go through the plan that I was gonna put Wednesday, Tuesday in a bold font on a white shirt and just walk around with it. And then the thing is, in my mind, I had it like there was going to be nobody else with that type of shirt because it was an original idea. I would have been literally the only person walking around with a Wednesday, Tuesday shirt. Me, I'm the type of person to experiment with things, right? So I wanted to see the experiment grow because I know I would have been literally the first person with a Wednesday, Tuesday shirt. When it kicked off, I wanted to see other people wearing Wednesday, Tuesday shirts and the brand growing and branching out and stuff like that. And I wanted to hear like discussions of people talking about it in the public. Hey, where did you get that shirt from? Hey, where did this inception come about? Where did that come about? What's that brand or that logo about? So that was like my insight on the entire Wednesday, Tuesday thing, just to run an experiment where it's like I was the first person wearing it. And I think I actually did put a caption up on Facebook to say, hey, if you ever see somebody in the future, in the near or the distant future, walking around with a Wednesday, Tuesday shirt, just know this is where it literally started. This is my thing that I, started up. But yeah, so after I decided to put on a shirt, and then I thought about walking around with Wednesday, Tuesday on the front of my shirt, I thought to myself, you know what? I need a really deep backstory to make this shirt line a conversational piece when people saw it. Like, I understood the people was gonna walk up to me or whoever they saw with the shirt, and I didn't want them to be like a deer stuck in headlights when somebody asks, hey, what's that about? And they just was like, oh, it's just a brand. I wanted it to be a little bit more interesting, intuitive. So for when people ask them about it, they could have a conversation. I wanted it to be a conversation builder and for people to build camaraderie off that, honestly. I wanted it to extend more than just a clothing line and essentially a media brand. I wanted it to extend to a conversational piece. I wanted it to extend to people actually getting together and becoming friends off of it. So I kind of went into thinking, how can I turn this around to make it a philosophical, a deep meaning, So what I did was I looked at the placement of the words Wednesday and Tuesday. So that's where I basically started from. And I was like, some people look at their week or they start their week from Sunday to Saturday, or sometimes some people start the week from Monday to Sunday. And that's the conventional way that some people look at a week. You go through all these days and we come back. But who's to say that that's the proper thing, as we could all agree on? Well, we can't all agree on this, but some people would agree that time is just basically a concept that we put concrete solidity to in terms of keeping in line and keeping in check on when to go to certain events and plan out things. But ultimately, it's just a concept. So I was thinking, well, who's to say that we have to start our week on a Sunday or a Monday? Why don't I portray it as Wednesday being the start of the week and we looping back around to Tuesday so it could fall in line with the Wednesday, Tuesday brand or the Wednesday, Tuesday name? And that's exactly what I did. I made it just a metaphor for each stage in life because it was popularized before that Wednesdays is known as hump day, which is the middle of a week where people would start their week on a Sunday or Monday. In any event, Wednesday would definitely fall kind of like in the middle of the week, which is why it's called hump day, where people say, hey, we could look forward to the end of the week being a good thing. We just got to get over this hurdle. And from there on out, it's just things looking up. But I threw a spin on it and I was like, let's just say Wednesday is the start of the week. Let's start the week on a hump day. Let's make that the neutral, and then so forth and so on. Each day successively after Wednesday had its own little philosophical meaning to it, because in a natural timeline, each day kind of has a philosophical meaning. So to put the spin on it, what I wanted to do is say, if we come in from Wednesday, we gonna make it so that when we come back to Wednesday, we have went through a whole cycle in life, what actually happens in real life. And I'm gonna explain each and every of the days for you right now. So like I mentioned before, Wednesday is considered hump day. It's the neutral, basically. We all have a starting point in life. And with that neutral starting point, whatever came before it is what's been dealt to us, and whatever happens after is basically what we place upon ourselves on how we live our lives. So that's why Wednesday would be like the neutral point. And it comes after a bit of a struggle, but we do look forward to highs within the next few days of the week. If we starting on a Wednesday. And now Thursday is considered payday for some people. You know, it's actually the start of the weekend for some people. Some people consider starting their weekend on a Thursday, and they kind of disregard Friday and all. And it's like, oh, Thursday here? Well, let me wind down to ending my week and starting to get out there and having my fun. And once again, people look forward to Thursday as a high. Definitely Wednesday is a good day, but Thursday is so much more closer to the actual weekend because in all instances, the weekend is the weekend. Whether you consider Sunday the beginning of the week, Monday the beginning of the week, or Wednesday the beginning of the week, the weekend is the weekend. That's what we know in society. And then Friday is also payday for some. And well, Friday is like a mainline payday for a lot of people. And who doesn't like payday? The week is looking up, you're getting paid. You know, you have money in your pocket. You could go and splurge, live, save, do whatever you want because you got paid, you know. And Friday is definitely most commonly considered as the proper start of the weekend. So it's like one of the highest of high days in a week. And that's just how life goes. You come from a point of neutralness. You build up a little high on a Thursday, and then you build up even more of a high on a Friday, because even back when I was in high school, or anybody who went through the school system, honestly, the average was that Friday was the last school day. And in a normal working society where people have typical 9 to 5s, Friday is the last day of the week. So people kind of either duck work or leave work extremely early on a Friday just so they could get their weekend started as early as possible so they could kick back, relax, and enjoy the high of the week. That's what Friday is. And then Saturday is definitely like the climax of the weekend. You have a lot of free time. You get to do what you want to do. And it's basically party time. You know, people go out, have a good time. They go out to parties, they go out drinking, they go out having fun, camaraderie with friends, whatever may have you, you know what I'm saying? So you're definitely in the nitty gritty, in the deepness of the weekend on a Saturday. And Saturday is basically what a lot of people look forward to through a week. If they was like having a hard week or whatever, and it's like can't wait till Friday and most definitely Saturday to come so they could just realign, refocus, reshift, and just take a small breather, take a break. And in life, it's like we start from the neutral again, and we sometimes come around to a very high spot. And then Sunday is kind of like winding down time. While it's still a weekend and you still get to rest, you could do some semi-partying, you know, you go to brunch or you do some day drinking. You might have a little event. You wouldn't go as hard as you went on a Saturday, but at the same time, hey, you know, it's Sunday, you still feeling nice, you don't gotta work, all is well. But the funny thing is, there's a shift in Sunday, you know. Early Sunday and later in Sunday afternoon, people start to tend to go on this little shift because it's like, ooh, Monday coming up tomorrow. And sometimes that starts a panic mode within people, and it's like, I was having so much fun, you know, leading up to Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I was still able to have a little bit of fun, but now I gotta put myself back in the mood for this whole cycle to almost begin again, or I gotta go back into work on Monday, and we're dreading the dreadful Monday, unfortunately, because, you know, that's the beginning of some people's week. And it's like, oh man, I gotta wait a whole nother week to get back to this high point again. So it's slipping away. And definitely, like I just mentioned, Monday is the most infamous day of the week. It's the worst day of the week, and famously the most worst day of the week, where the weekend comes to a screeching halt first thing Monday morning. If you haven't recovered from the weekend properly, you just got to go back into work, and you got to be stressed out and make this grind, and you're just literally looking at such a long week ahead. And it's like, my gosh, I got to get through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and get to the end of the tunnel on a Friday. I got to go through so much in order to get through this, you know? And sometimes Mondays just feel so long. And the thing is, I mean, unless you have a specified pay cycle, you ain't getting paid on no Monday. So the only thing you looking towards a Monday for is being stressed out at work, having to start a whole thing. And who knows, if your job really stressful, or your co-workers or your supervisors or your management or whatever gives you a rough time, you definitely sitting there on a Monday like, bruh, I really got to go through this for the next couple of days too. Just let it be over with, you know, which is why Friday and Saturday, and sometimes even Thursday, is looked upon as like the savior of the week. And then Tuesday. Tuesday definitely ain't a Monday, but it ain't a Friday. At the end of the day, it's like, well, I'm happy I got through that Monday, but Friday's still in the distance. And the thing is with Tuesday has been famously marketed as a day since not much happens on Tuesday. There's been advertisements for a certain pizza brand where they give you a special on a Tuesday. And in pop culture and pop media, there's been references for Tuesdays where people just try to hype up a Tuesday because it's like, it's a Tuesday, really. You ain't really thinking about a Tuesday as a day for something to happen. But the good silver lining factor about a Tuesday is the next day is hump day and the cycle begins. And we start all over where we get back to this neutral and we go through the cycle once again on going through a high, coming down to a low. But it's always something redeemable to look towards at the end of the Monday, a Tuesday, which means that a Wednesday is coming in neutral and you get to go through the whole cycle again. And that's just basically the entire metaphor for life as I saw it. So that's exactly kind of the big philosophical meaning I put behind Wednesday, Tuesday. So it could be a discussion topic at the end of the day when people see the actual Wednesday, Tuesday shirts. Eventually, Wednesday, Tuesday became a business more than just a t-shirting brand or just a media brand. And now it's a healthy sprouting business and it offers various media content. I'll put my fly up on the screen right now again to show you some of the services that is offered with Wednesday, Tuesday. We have video content, audio, cinematography, photography, media, presentations, and the whole nine. And definitely I didn't forget about the t-shirt aspect because I still want to make t-shirts for Wednesday, Tuesday, and I still do make t-shirts for Wednesday, Tuesday. I'll show maybe one or two designs there. And I actually, like I initially established, it came full circle and I made various different designs for the Wednesday, Tuesday t-shirts. So having Wednesday, Tuesday on a t-shirt isn't the only design you could get. You could get various time-related and weekly-related t-shirt designs when it comes down to Wednesday, Tuesday. And then when I thought to myself, I was like, how do I make this unique enough so that a lot of people buy in Wednesday, Tuesday branded t-shirts? And I know one thing that a lot of people like is zodiac signs and astrology. So if I was able to promote something where everybody was able to rep their own zodiac around the time of their birthday, and people normally would love that their whole crew buy like a shirt to hype up their, zodiac or to hype up their birthday, they would have the whole crew buy a shirt from me just to say, hey, I'm the birthday chick, I'm the birthday boy, whatever. Everybody, y'all gotta buy an Aquarius shirt or maybe a Libra shirt or a Gemini shirt, whatever zodiac you may be, and you get the whole crew to buy the shirt. And that's a good marketing advertisement for me, a marketing ploy for me, a marketing tactic for me to sell these shirts. All I have to do is make the unique designs that people want and people want to rock. But in my mind, it's like, because you're so avid and so interested in rapping your own zodiac, I wouldn't say that people would look past the design, but people would definitely be excited to rock a design promoting their zodiac, because let's face it, what do people like more than promoting their own selves and definitely celebrating their birthday? That's like the main thing you do in life for yourself. That's the main type of affection you show yourself when it comes around to that. So yeah, that was just a little discussion on what Wednesday, Tuesday is, how it came to be, its inception, and what all it came through and what it's come through and what it is now today. I'm most definitely happy that I went through with it, even though it seemed like so off the wall. At first, I didn't really think that I was actually gonna go through with Wednesday, Tuesday, because there was one point in time when I sat down and I thought, and I was like, if I go through with this and I start to make this official and I start to, get a business license for this, which I have gotten, and I started putting it out there in public and promoting, it's like, this thing is gonna follow me until I actually decide to make another brand. Or I wanted it to follow me through life, to be the notoriety brand name Wednesday, Tuesday. But so far, I really, really like it. I enjoy what I'm doing with it, and I definitely look for it to become a bigger brand, people to get more familiarized with it. And people are becoming more familiarized with it through the work that I'm doing, through the solo projects that I'm doing, the collaborative projects that I'm doing, selling the t-shirts and stuff like that. So It's very much so catching on, and I'm very much appreciative of it. I'd like to thank each and everybody who believed in me, who pushed the brand, who made a purchase, who required my services as Wednesday, Tuesday. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for using my services. And I hope to have you as a reoccurring customer down in the near future, even in the distant future, whatever may have you. And for those who haven't supported me, I'd like to still thank you for listening to this episode. And hopefully in the future we could work together and work on something. You could help support my brand, and depending on what you got going on, we could collab, or I could definitely support your endeavors also. So once again, just in general, I'd just like to thank everybody for listening to this episode. Hope you've been informed and entertained about what Wednesday, Tuesday Productions is, and look for so much more things happening in the future with Wednesday, Tuesday. So without further ado, this has been your favorite Non Bae signing out. Peace. And here is that motion card that's been so famously put at the end of each and every episode. Later.